What's up, y'all? It's Shuffle, and this is going to be a video on quirks, and we're going to rank them in a tier list. Super massive, unending thank you to Andy the Brave for putting this together. They pinged me in Red Hook's Discord and was like, hey, you ever going to make a quirk tier list? And I was like, no, because there's a ton of them, you know, and how do you visually represent that? And then they just went through and put them together. So that's cool. So we're going to go over them. We're going to rank only the positives, not the negatives. And the criteria is kind of explanatory, I think, again, on the sides. But before we do that, we have a sponsor. Check this out. Huge thank you to Ugreen for sponsoring the video. And today I'm going to talk about a couple of their products, the Nexode chargers, not only the 100 watt, but also the 160. This is a product that my girlfriend and I have been using for about 6 months now. We bought the 65 watt Nexode on Black Friday last year. Just to show you what I'm talking about, here's the two of them side by side. The 160 is a bit bigger, but obviously you get the huge charging power. And what's crazy about the 100 watt to me is that it's almost the exact same size as the 65. So they're able to make really, really compact chargers that have a lot of power in them, plus the nice little flip out for the outlet plug, and then you have ports. So you have a couple USB-C and then a USB-A. And if you get the 160, it's got 4, so 3 USB-C. Both the Nexode Pro 100 and the 160 watts are able to charge really super mega fast. And if you have something like a MacBook Pro 14, you can go from 0 to 86 in about an hour. 1 hour for a full charge on a laptop is pretty crazy, considering my normal phone charger that I was using before this could only charge my cell phone with fast charging in 2 hours. These 3 devices with 3 cables charging at the same time, the iPad was getting almost 1% per minute. As I was showing earlier, the chargers do have a really nice design, very modern, very compact. Inside, there's technology to help the charger regulate its output, so if you put one device on there, it's not going to overcharge. The design isn't only to look nice, they're very functional. Like I said, they're sleek, they're little bricks, but they are really tough. I don't know if you can hear this. Like, this is a solid block here with everything protecting the circuitry, I would imagine. So this isn't like a regular phone charger or just standard charger, I guess, where it's like a really hollow plastic and you can just kind of, you know, throw it somewhere and it might crack open. So this thing, really tough. The chipsets in Ugreen chargers save enough carbon to equal 220,000 trees per year. That's a big number. That's like half of the Amazon. As I said at the top of this segment, these are chargers that I've been using for almost 6 months now, and I got these now. I foresee me using these for years, honestly, if they hold up that long. So really good stuff. If you want to get one for yourself, there's a link below. You can check out all the Nexode Pro products from Ugreen and can save up to 42%. That's almost half. That math was correct. Thanks, Ugreen, again for sponsoring Shuffle FM. And now let's get back to the video. As always, thanks to everyone that helps keep the show running. So obviously the sponsors, the paid supporters, and even the humble viewers. I could not do this. I could not come out here if it wasn't for y'all. So thank you. And if you want to join any of those programs, we have a Patreon and YouTube memberships. Both those links are down below. Now, it's quirk time. Only a few of these are going to hit S, and a lot of these are going to be in the middle. As you can see from the side here, so S, lock in. This is like anyone that gets this, you lock it. Like, almost every time, with exceptions, but yeah, good on everybody. Not lock worthy, but good, right? Just everyone appreciates having these. Good on some heroes means, like, you know, they're melee quirks, good for melee characters, not range, obviously, stuff like that. Fine means they don't suck, you know, they don't really impact you too much, and it's cool if you have them. It's not bad if you lose. And then there's bad. So these are negative quirks, you know, the blue ones masquerading as the yellow ones, as the good ones. And there are a couple of those that we don't like. I also have, for our convenience, the wiki. Shouts to the wiki team as always up here. And yeah, about there. So we're going to ignore the negatives and we're going to look at the positives, and everything's in alphabetical order. Very cool. All that out of the way. Amateur Armorsmith and Weaponsmith. Chance of block plus and chance of crit at round start. These are fine. It's interesting because they could be good on everyone. Like, you could say it's A, but it's like the percentage chance is so small. You know, it's 5% chance to block essentially and 5% extra chance to crit. And that's okay. You know, I never find myself looking for those. It's really nice when they go off and it feels pretty hype, but yeah. Ascetic. Chance to donate gold during assistance encounters where you lose gold and get a bunch of flame. Blocks several in items, and you get some resolute chance, but no positive. Relationship chance. This is bad. This is what I was saying before. This is one of those quirks masquerading as a positive. This sucks. Because you have a bunch of your in items blocked, and these are usually relationship builders. So you can't use relationship builders, and you have a negative chance to get positives, like a slightly smaller one. Resolute chance is cool, but you're never planning to hit Meltdown. And is all of that worth 15 extra flame at times? And the rest of this? No, it's not. So, Ascetic sucks. Bloodthirsty. This is lock-in material unless you're like Vestal, but otherwise, this is pretty much good on about everyone. So, this is just a ton of bonus damage. So, any of your damage dealers really want this. Plus 30% damage, that's quite a lot. 30% damage is quite a lot, and if an enemy has low health, you have higher crits, so you can really close out fights thanks to this. Bon Viv. Let's see. So, bonus relationship chance, and, you know, all the good stuff here, and Oasis is slightly better, I believe. Pretty good. Good on... It's good on everyone, but it's fine. Oasis isn't like super common. 5% isn't like super amazing, but it's nice to have. It's nice. Breacher. Everyone knows Breacher. Everyone's got the horror story of like Breacher Vessel and Breacher Plague Doctor. And Breacher just means when you start combat, you automatically go all the way up to the front. You get 2 block, 2 strength, 2 taunts. So it's really good just for opening with a ton of damage. The issue is you get the taunt too, and not every character appreciates having taunt, so you gotta be a little bit careful with that. But there are some ways around this, like if you have the Immobilized Trophy, it'll proc first, so you don't breach through all of that. And there's some goofy stuff you can do too, where if you have like the Croc Pet, and you start the Breacher in rank 4, when the fight starts, it triggers the Croc 4 times, like it hits the entire team, and that's really cool. Next we have Cadaver Hater. I thought the wiki was in order alphabetically, but it's not. So we're going to go back and do the tribal stuff later, which, when I say that, I'm referring to like factions, whatever, like regions, that kind of stuff. We're going to skip these. Calm is 20% resolute chance. I mean, it's fine. You don't lock this. It's cool if you have it. Again, you're not planning around it too much, and it's better than Ascetic because it doesn't block things. Clotter. Good on everyone. That's our first A tier. Wow. So Clotter is just bleed res, but bleed is the most common damage over time type. You will see it all the time between gaunt enemies that have it, pillagers have it, and cosmic enemies have it. Those evangelists will just throw it out every turn almost. Bleed is super common, and even with that, every single faction of enemies can deal it as well. So fanatics can throw it at you, plague eaters can throw it at you. Fisherfolk have quite a few sources of it, and even, what was the last one I didn't say? The Knights? The Tangle Knights? Those are like the most famous. So, really good to have. Clutch Hitter. Let's see, if you're under half HP, you get 10% crit, and if you're under a quarter HP, you get bonus damage. I mean, it's fun. Again, you don't plan around this. Usually you're healing by then, but that's cool. Dancer's Balance. 10% move res, and then you get dodge plus when moved by an enemy. It kind of conflicts with itself because it's like, yeah, oh wait, didn't mean to put there. Because you don't get moved if you have it, but that's nice, you know, because you get the protection, and then if you do get moved, you get to dodge. Cool. Daredevil. Let's see, 10% damage, combat start vuln, and if an attack misses you, you lose stress. This is a hard one to rate, because I want to put it here, because the 10% damage doesn't like do too much. It doesn't do as much as you might think because of how rounding works. And starting with vuln is never great, and not everyone can dodge. Not every team has blind, so getting the stress heal is not super common, but it's not bad. Deadly. This is 15% bonus crit. This thing is super good. I don't know if this affects heals now. I can't remember. In DD1, it wouldn't. Like, crit chance bonuses didn't affect heals, but I don't know if that's changed with this, but it's good on some people. Like, if it affects healing, good on everyone. If it doesn't, then it's here. So that's me not knowing the mechanic. Next is Death's Secret. I don't remember this one being too good. On Death's Door, minus 10 stress, and then you get Resolute Chance. Yeah, this is another one that kind of conflicts with itself. Because usually when you hit Death's Door, you get like extra stress. So you kind of want to try and Resolute. And this goes against that. And then also, if you miss the Resolute and Meltdown, you go to like no HP, and all your stress is gone. So it just doesn't feel like it does anything. I'm going to say it's bad. This is one I have to reiterate. It's a tier list. It's full of opinions. I know every single person seems to forget that. I always get comments. But it is what it is. Defiance. Round start, heal 5% of your life. This thing is lock-inable. This is so freaking good. This has saved people for me. Like a lot. Eagle-Eyed, range skills. Wait, no, hold on. Got a couple more. Devout. Higher chance to avoid academic study. Hovering polyhedra. Exclusive interactions. Without more information on that, I'm going to say, like, bad. Because the hovering, like the Forbidden D20, that's the one it's referring to. That thing is pretty solid. Like, you get some decent rewards for it, so these exclusive interactions would have to be good in order to make this up a tier, but at face value, it's this. We have Disarmor. When hit, attacker, 10% chance to get weakened. This is good on some heroes. I mean, this is good for your tanks. This is like mini Jinx, you know, it's one effect, and it's like guaranteed to be weakened when it does roll it. So in a lot of ways, it's way worse than Jinx, but it's not bad, you know. Taking less damage is never bad. Okay, Eagle Eye, this is 10 crit. Really that much? I thought it was less. So 10% range skills crit. This is good on some heroes. Not everyone is a range character, obviously, so it's not good on Hellion, for instance, but it's solid. Early Riser, if flame is high to speed, this is good on everyone. The reason being that High Torch is where 99% of the player base is going to be for their entire experience if they can help it. There's some things that lower your torch, but there's a lot of... Well, there are a few ways to raise it. You know, you can get your combat items, your glimmers, and some of your node interactions. So you want the flame up, so that makes this better. Makes it good. Makes it great. Evasive, combat start 2, dodge plus, but then also your relationships suck a bit. Did I skip Erudite? No, it's just lower. What the heck? Alright. So evasive, it's alright. I mean, starting with 2 dodge plus is pretty good. The relationship stuff is... It's only 5%. How bad is that, you know? It's good on everyone. It might be. It might be good on everyone, actually, because starting with 2 dodge plus is actually pretty good. If this was 2 regular dodge, I don't know if I put it there, but yeah. Field Surgeon. Get a free action healing salve. This is lock-inable. It is very good. That's all I have to say. And then we're coming to some of the regional stuff. We're going to skip past that. We'll come back to it. Generous. What does Generous do? Where is Generous? First of all, down here. Okay. So Generous is higher chance to exert in assistance. Exert? I mean, I want to say it's fine. I don't know what the exert's totally referring to, but you know, it's not. It doesn't have any negatives. It's just very, very situational, so it's fine. Hard Noggin. This is, I think, like 20 or 40 stun res, 25, and resolute chance. This is it's good on everyone. Because losing your turn is one of the worst things that can happen in this game. And this, you know, kind of gets you around that. And then you get some resolute chance on top. So it can't be bad, right? Hard Skin Combat Start 2 dot or 2 block. This is also good. Yeah. I'm feeling better I put evasive up there, because I'm gonna put this with it. Like, starting with defense, never bad. Never a bad thing. You don't have to do anything. It's independent of speed rolls, and it helps. Alright, we got more faction stuff. Heavy hand and melee skills, knockback 1, 5% of the time. This can be resisted too, I believe. And this is, I mean, good on some heroes. You don't lock this. It's cool when it goes off, but since most of the time when you're playing, you try and get rid of the backline first, because that's usually the more dangerous group of people, then you don't have as many chances to knock people back. But you know, if it goes off and someone from rank 3 comes up to 2, that's never bad. It's pretty good. Iron Constitution, this is good on everyone, so 20% bonus life. This is like having permanent food that you can eat and get more, you know, bonus, so really good. Iron Stance, 30% move res. Getting moved is frustrating. It can screw up your plans, positioning, whatever, so having it is better than not having it. Last Gas. If you are under health, like under half health, you get 4 speed. This is bad, because usually this was the argument for it in... It's so funny to me, because this was the argument for it in DD1, but it wasn't as prevalent as it is in 2. And in DD1, people said it was bad because you get your turn sooner, outroll your healer, and then die to a damage over time type if you're like, or I should say damage over time if you are on Death's Door. That was a concern, but it wasn't a super common occurrence in 1. In 2, it's a huge occurrence, because so many things have damage over time and can hit ridiculously hard. Or there's some enemy in a match like Docker that can just crit someone for, no joke, 40. That's this giving you a bunch of speed while you're bleeding or something is a more prominent concern. I don't know why I'm justifying it with that history lesson, because it's bad in both games. Right? At least to me. Bad in both games. I shouldn't be so concerned about saying it's my opinion, because everyone's going to disagree or agree anyway. It doesn't matter. Lethal Feint, you get crit if you miss. This one's interesting, because it is definitely not the best thing, but it is good on some people. Like, Leper's always blinded, so just rolling 50/50s over and over can be okay. Anyone that can cleave consistently, it's really cool, because then you might miss one and then hit the other, and then next turn you have a crit on deck. That's nice. And riposte characters. Since you don't have a ton of control over riposte, who it's hitting, what defensive tokens they have and stuff. Being able to swing and get rid of a blind on riposte or get rid of their dodge and then have a crit next turn. Good. Very good. Okay, lightning reflexes. 2 speed, this is a no-brainer, right? This is bordering on lock-in material. Because speed is so important in this game because of how strong Ordainment is and how hard it is for the player to raise their base speed. So having just a flat 2 speed at all times is super freaking good. So you could lock it and I would not fault you for that. Lurker, low flame, bonus damage. This is only really super cool for Infernal, and ever since we got the Infernal reworks where there's no torch that caps you at 1, this has gotten a bit worse to me. But the thing is, it's a good quirk. It's hard to trigger, so that's not the quirk's fault. That's like the other game mechanics fault, you know. That's okay. In the current iteration. Next is Martyr. If you're on Death's Door, you lose 1 stress at the start of the turn. Might save you from a meltdown, but I think that's it. It's even so small. It's like, please don't notice me. I know I'm bad. Don't see me. Ah! Natural Eye, 10% bonus damage on range, 3% crit chance. This is, I mean, it's good on some heroes. The issue with this is 10% damage isn't, you know, a ton because of rounding, but it's some bonus crit, and that's not necessarily ever bad, and it's cool. We have Nat Swing. It's the same thing, so 10% melee damage, 3% melee crits. This is inherently better than range just because the game has some really strong melee attacks. It has a couple strong range attacks too, like Burning Stars, but, you know, a decently buffed Tempest Leper, chops hit for a ton, Hellion at low health, even with just Wicked Hack hits for a lot. You know, there are a lot of things that can do some really good damage that are melee, and they can consistently do it. I think it's a bit better than Natural Eye, but it doesn't matter because they're on the same tier. Nocturnal. Under Half Flame, 1 speed, 15% damage. We're power creeping here. This is fine though. I almost want to say it's good on some heroes. This is a tough one. It's between B and C. I'm going to put it in C though. Because it is good on some heroes, but when the torch gets lower, the enemies also get different effects that you don't want to deal with. You know, it's like, you can get to low torch and yeah, you have 1 speed, 15 damage, but the enemy can just roll a speed token. That sucks. On guard, 1 speed and combat start 2 dodge. This is good on everybody. 1 extra speed, a little more defense on start. Great. Peacemaker, slightly better relationship chance. This is fine. Doesn't really do anything, but it's fine. Let's see. What am I missing? Oh, Pathfinder. Photomaniac. Round start, if the flame is high, you have a chance of dodge. This is good on everyone. Just because, as I said before, usually you're playing at high flame. So having something like that is cool. Quick draw, first round, 5 speed. This can actually be pretty good. Again, depends on the character, but just being able to start and dictate the fight can be very helpful. Like Vestal, quick draw Vestal, really cool, different type of character, because instead of getting your first consecration proc on turn 2, you get it on turn 1 because you're outspeeding everyone. And if someone has like some holdover damage from, you know, a previous encounter, then you can go first and guard them or heal them or whatevs. Did I miss Precise Striker? I did. So Precision Striker, 7% melee crit chance. Not quite as good as Eagle-Eyed, but it's still good. So good on some heroes. Raconteur. Relationship chance, high chance to help during assistance encounter. Like, hey, it's all upside, so can I call it bad? I guess not, but really it's just not good. Definitely not good. Robust, 20% disease resist. We all know disease res is a myth, so this is just gonna be fine. Resilient, low HP, minus stress, there's a chance, and then higher resolute chance as a result also. Again, these kind of conflict with each other in terms of effects, but it's... Better than nothing, right? So, it's fine. What's next? Rummager? Yes. One random item, food, gold, comet items, trinkets after banter in the road. I believe this can proc on nodes too. But I guess that means it's because it's a road banner, because they always say something when they leave. But no, I think it's you have an interaction with the Oasis. Unless they took that out, you get like extra Oasis water. And this is, it's weird because it's a really good quirk for that purpose. Does that make it good on everyone? Leave it there for now. It's either A or C, just by how the tier list is criteria, or how the criteria is, so leave it there for now. Like, you definitely notice Rummager. Sanguine, this used to be the best quirk in the game, but it got nerfed. It used to be 100% chance of stress removal at the round start, so it was just always -1, -1. Can't do that anymore, but this is still really powerful, and I don't know if it's still lock-in material. This is a tough one, because this is between these two. I'm gonna leave it up here. Like, it's good, you know? Just constant minus stress, and most fights that aren't boss fights go 4 rounds, about 3-4 rounds. So on average you lose like 1 stress per fight with that character, and that can add up. You know, you take like 10 fights from the region, you've removed 10 stress. It's a meltdown. It doesn't work that way, but you know, it's cool. Let's see, if under half health with second wind you get bonus damage. This is decent. Surprisingly decent. This is good on some characters, like Hellion, characters with big HP pools and stuff like that. So Leper also does pretty good. You don't lock that, but you have it, you'll notice. Shadowborn, combat start, chance of stealth. If flame is low, you get a damage buff. It's really good on some characters, so Grave Robber being the best user of this, but there's some other characters that like the extra protection, so having just a chance of stealth is pretty good. Now we got more tribal stuff. Now we're down to Slippery. If you're lower than 3/4 life, you can start with dodge. This is pretty cool. So, I'm gonna put good on everyone. It's never bad to have dodge, unless you're in Act 3, which can steal dodge. Sneaky, combat starts stealth, but a little bit lower, and then bonus speed. This is good on most characters, I would say. So, where is it? Did I pass Slugger? I must have. Good on some heroes. I want to say it's good on everyone just because it's 1 speed. Can I do that? 1 speed makes it good for everyone. Slugger, 5% melee crit chance, and then a 5% chance to stun target on hit. I thought it was on crit. Did this get changed, or was it always this way? It's still good on some heroes, but that's interesting. A little bit of extra crit, always cool. Steady. Move res, resolute chance. The move res is pretty solid, so this is good on, I guess, everyone. Like, getting moved is a big deal. So not getting moved can be nice. But it does, like, the 15 move res doesn't feel powerful enough to warrant that. But you get a little bit of resolute chance and it doesn't conflict with itself, so I guess that's fine. Stout, you get bonus HP and bonus Disease res. This is much better than robust because you get the extra HP. So we can find it. Stout. Put it on. Good for everyone. Also, again, I missed another one, didn't I? Stout, steady, sneaky, slugger. Did I? Or is that in a different bracket? I guess it is. Stress knitter. See, I don't know what this does, so I'm going to read it for the first time here. -1 stress if greater than 3 during road banter. Interesting. 2 bandages or fishman's net or milk soaked linen if target has above 4 stress during banter. Ooh. They actually make things. These are all decent items. And it's all stress management on the road. That's interesting. Like, I want to... Oh, I know why. It's spotter. It's supposed to be somewhere else. Like with scouting quirks. Is this good on everyone? I'm gonna say it's fine. Sometimes you can't pick up the items, but I guess it's good. Sunny disposition, small better chance of positives and negatives being mitigated. That's okay. Is it amazing? No. It's nice when it happens, but that's it. Tack Thinker. 5% bonus crit chance, round start, dodge 15%. Didn't this used to be dodge plus? Did this get nerfed? This used to be dodge plus. I don't know if it got changed or not, but I still think it's super good. So we're going to put Tactical Thinker up in lock-in space. Like a lock-in closet. Hee hee, so funny. Thanatomaniac. Higher chance to slay. Oh, kill the peasants during the assistance encounter. You get relics, items, random rewards. This is... Alright. I mean, you do get a bunch of stuff. Sometimes you can't handle the -25 torch, so you have to skip the option. Plus, I think it pisses off teammates most of the time, so not the best. The Jinx. The best quirk in the entire game. You put this on anyone, anytime it shows up. If you have something else, you unlock it and then lock this. That's how freaking good it is. Apply to attacker when hit. Chance to blind, chance to weaken, chance to vuln, or combo. And you get one of these. It's not, oh, it can do nothing sometimes. No, you always get one of those effects. With how many enemies like to cleave, or how strong taunt can be, and how disruptive the enemies are, so they like move you into positions where they get hit, Jinx is far and away the best quirk in the entire game. And I have not been doing left to right ordering, but I will for this. Like it, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna make a new one, right? So make it blue. Actually, no, this is red. So add row above, close. We're gonna add nice blue. Jinx. From Arcane. Also, when is season 2 of Arcane? The Jinx. There you go. Thick-blooded, 10 blight res. Not as much as Clotter. And blight's not as dangerous, or it's not as common, I should say. But it's alright. Tough, 10% max HP. This is good on pretty much anyone. Because, I mean, it's always like at least 3 HP in like the worst of cases. Maybe 2, but usually 3 or more. That's okay. I'll put good on everyone. I like my defensive quirks if you can't tell. Then we have Unerring, 10% range damage boost. Again, this doesn't round as well as we would hope, but it's still good on some heroes. Like Sharp Shot gets, you know, actual damage from it. Then we have Unyielding, 10% DBR. This is tough because DBR is a myth. So Deathblow Resist is a myth. But in case it isn't, it's not as likely to screw you. And then we have, okay, down here, Vanquisher. All right. Let's do Vanquisher, and then we'll go, oh, and Warrior of Light. Erudite, I guess? Okay. Erudite first. 10% debuff res. Okay, this is actually good. All right, good on everyone. Lock in, no. We have Warrior of Light, which is High Torch, Chance of Strength. Good on some heroes. Not everyone likes to swing a weapon, but cool when it happens. And then Vanquisher, you get this from killing Warlord. So you heal 5 HP when you kill an enemy. This is good on some heroes, not everyone. But usually the characters that get this, because they have to deal the final blow, will be the ones dealing more final blows as time goes on. Okay, now we have tribal quirks and like scouting and stuff, so all the way back up. First we got the haters. I see compassionate. Did I put compassionate up? I think I did, right? Where's compassionate? Did I skip it? Yeah, the heck. Skipped it the entire time. Alright, compassionate is 10 positive relationship chance. That's fine. Whatever. Does nothing. Alright. Let me go back down and... Okay, so these are scouting ones. So we get better Explorer. You get to scout all the routes in the Explorer. Let's see. Or the Explorer quirks. These are all fine. You know, like they're all the same here. The best part about these is you can see loathing coming. Oops, that's not supposed to be here yet. And that can help, you know, so let's see. Then we have... Oh, there's no Sluice Explorer because you can't map the sluice. Right, is that it for the Explorers? It's just 4 regions, right? So I'm missing the Tangle Explorer, yeah. Alright. That's fine. We have the Scrounger one, so higher chance rewards from only academic studies? I thought it was like other stuff too. Are these bad? I don't know. The studies have some good loot, so... I really thought you just got more bonus loot in the region in general. Or you'd have like some interactions, but... Scrounger. Alright. And next we have Tacticians. So this is like Tactical Thinker, but it's region specific. And it would make sense if Tact Thinker went down to regular dodge instead of dodge plus, because it would make these better. So we have, same thing, 5 crit and chance of dodge plus for all of them. And so these are all... Like, they're good on everyone, it's just, you only get it like 1 out of 4, like 4 or 5 regions. So... It's still good. Still good. Like, the quirk itself is good. The trigger condition is the thing that's in question. But we'll put them all up here. Got one more. Wait, is there... There's no swine tactician or whatever, sluice tactician? I guess that makes sense. It's not a big area. There is a sluice tactician. Shit. Okay. Alright, we did the Explorer and the Scroungers and the Tacticals. Let's see. Heading on down. This video's not as long as I thought it was. That's good. Okay, we're gonna do the Slayer ones. So Slayers, you get crit chance and execute. All of these are good for, I want to say, your damage dealers, but really just good on anyone. Anyone that can chip in some damage and get through 2 death armor in this case is cool. So all the Slayer stuff, although there's only one Pillager with death armor, right? It's anti? Okay. Slayer. What am I missing? Fanatic Slayer, Cadaver Slayer. Really good because a lot of the cadavers have death armor. So all the Tangle enemies. Fanatic Slayer. Not too much in the way of death armor, but it is nice having crit against them because usually one crit's enough to kill them. And Gaunt Slayer is actually fine because I don't believe that the Ghoul, which is the best target for this, I don't think Ghoul is classified as a Gaunt. If it is, then this is higher, but really, if you're not fighting Kairogen, you don't need this in most cases. So, like, 5 extra crits, okay, but, like, those enemies go down in 2 hits anyway. You have Gentry Slayer. These are the Fetter enemies. Really good. Really good to just get through the death armor, because there is quite a bit of it, especially when they start healing. And is that it for Slayers? No, Fisherfolk Slayer. Also good. Alright. Just down to haters. Haters? And then scouting. Okay. Did I pass the hater ones already? Were they up here? Yes. Okay. So all the hater quirks, you take less damage against that faction. You do more damage to it. And when you hit them, you have a chance of healing stress. So obviously, all of these are pretty freaking solid. Cosmic's obviously the best. Because... Wait, where did I put the other one? Is that the first one I moved? Yeah, it should be, right? Yeah. But yeah. Cosmic, it's all the bosses, and cultists are everywhere, so being able to do a little more damage and all that in that fight is good. Cosmic Hater, not quite... You know, this is almost lock-in with how good that is. It could be. Is it? That the hot take for the video? It's not even that hot of a take, right? Just because of how hard some of these cosmic enemies hit. You know, like crit 60. Which I think last time I fought that, it was crit 72. I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna put it up. Fishvocator is good on everyone. God, it's so hard to track these tiers now. I'm just gonna throw it in there. Fetter Scrounger, I skipped this one. Oh, it was like the academic study. Where are all the other ones? Down here, yeah. Gaunt Hater is fine, because again, Gaunts, who cares? Gentry Hater, these are the Plague Eaters. Pillager Hater, same thing. Like, oh, this is a bit better, because you don't have to worry about death armor. So doing more damage is okay. We have Swine Hater, which I guess we could put it up there too. Why not? The only reason I want to put these lower is because you don't go to the sluice every time and it's a short region, but I'm assuming you don't lock these anyway, so it's not bad to have them. Echo's going to try and help us finish this video, maybe. Hey, buddy. Maybe not. So, what do we have left? The scouty stuff, right? Okay. Oh. I'll put you down. Goodbye, cat. Alright, so we have Pathfinder and stuff. It's all at the bottom, right? Yeah. Okay, so Spotter, Hazardous Routes, Tracker, Rough Patch, Pathfinder, Safe Routes, Vigilant is Combat. All of these suck. The only good one is Void Sight. So, bad, 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 bad. Loathing sucks, and being able to prevent it from destroying you is actually worth it. So that is it for the tier list. All right, good luck all the people that skipped to this point trying to find a single frame with everything on it. You can't. It's perfect. All right. So thanks for watching. Thanks again, Andy, for putting it together. Thanks for Ugreen, or to Ugreen, for sponsoring. Let me know if there's anything else you want to see in the future, and make sure to check out the channel for other cool videos out there, because they exist. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.